Heidi ho, everybody, and happy wackadoodle Wednesday to y'all. On my stupid metadata thing, it says script source file does not exist. What the hell? Bite me. Well, I'm going to keep pushing play, and it's going to keep telling me, fuck you. Ooh, oh, damn. I really wasn't intending on saying that quite so fast. Oh well. Yes, P. Bunyan, I have lost my mind. Well, actually, I don't know that I necessarily lost it, because how do you lose something that you're not really sure you ever had? Oh well, such is life in the fast lane. Some kids get all the cool toys. What's that? What's that? Oh hey. That's cool, Grammy. That looks copper, too. No, I don't suck on pennies or nothing stupid like that. Yeah, it's in my supplements, hun. In any case, this just in: toddler kills family, destroys house in RPG. Holy crap. Yeah, they let them kids play with just anything nowadays. Okay, yeah, Grammy Mary in my rocket chair. Actually, it should be called the giggle chair tonight, because whoo, oh my God, you guys, you have no flipping clue. I have laughed so hard this week already. The guys I work with are just, no, I didn't delete the file, Graham. I didn't delete nothing. It's just, I don't know. I even went to configure and all that fun shit. So, okay, let me click on edit and see what. No, it don't show nothing in the edit even. It's like, what the hell? It's there it was gone. I don't know. And now it says stop. I don't know. I didn't push any buttons or nothing. Can I just, if I click on edit, and can I just type in Grammy's rocket chair, and will it do that? Here in the scripts, I'm just going to do that, and let's see what happens, shall we? Okay. Now, I'll do a file and save and there. And now I will close that, and then I'll go here and I'll click that. And it still tells me to fuck off and die. Oh, Grimmy, we'll have to mess with it later, okay? Because right now, I'm just not in the mood. That's one of those insanity things. If you don't mind, it don't matter. And if I don't have a mind, apparently it doesn't matter. Okay. Over here on World Truth, I see Grimner, and I see Bo Diddy, and I see Rusty Mopar, and I see London, and I see France, but I don't see anybody's underpants because, well, I got my laundry done and put it away. So... And yes, I am going to toot my own horn this evening, too. I tooted my own horn earlier today because I could. I did that over in the RLM. Everybody thought I had beans. No. Oh, and hey, look, there's Flash, too. Although I do believe Flash is probably in bed by now, because it's dark 30 over there in Denmark. So, in the root of my C drive called now playing text or whatever. Okay, I didn't know where in the heck you put it. Okay, so look in my, let me see. Let me look. Okay, is it under users? Or is it under, let me see this. Oh, hey, hey. Oh, no, that's not it. That's one I put in there. So, under users, I hope. I don't think that's it, hon. I don't know. I didn't mess with anything. Honest and for true. Let me. Fuck it. I'm not looking for it. Aubrey McClendon. That's what my youngest daughter's name. Um. Okay. Never mind. I'm just gonna say hey to everybody, and I'll just wing it. How's that sound? 'Cause yeah. Okay. Okay, over here in the RLM, I see Barman right there up top. Where in the hell's Asmo at? You getting snowed out? Oh, no, he's down lower. Oh, Asmo went down lower. Hey. Uh, I also see the lovely Beth Z is here, as well as Cowboy Tech. I hope you're hearing pleasant voices, darling. And I hope you're not getting too hot and the bothered with the flashing and all that fun shit. I mean, I didn't mean to flash you. Are those contagious? Although I did find out at work there is something that is contagious, and I will share that after I'm done saying hey to everybody. I also see my favoriteest heavy breather in the whole wide world. Hi, Darth Romes. I just love doing that. And looky there, Mary B's over here on World Truth. Hey, darling, how you doing? Let's see. I also see Grammy is over here. Hi, sweetheart. He fixed me up so well, and then my computer went douche because I did not touch it. Yeah. It would be in the root. Rooty toot toot. Well, I didn't see a root. I clicked on the C drive and I didn't see root. So, obviously, I don't know. No, my daughter's name is not Aubrey McClendon. But you got the Mick right. Okay. I also see the lovely Moose Girls here. How did everything go with Zach over the weekend, sweetheart? I really didn't get much of a chance to. I was a busy little girl over the weekend. I raked and I cleaned and the wind blew, and now you can't tell I did either one because dust, and so why bother? I also see the lovely Kate is here as well. Hey there, darling. And looky there, Free Enslaved is here, as well as IB Dauncey and IB Dauncey Work One. Wow, you work one. Okay. They'd get everyone hooked on natural gas, then jack the power. So do you sniff it? Is that how you do? Never mind. Don't be a smartass. It's not becoming. Okay. I also see Java Doctor 2, the new and improved version. Hey there, sweetheart. As well as Aliased is here. And looky, there's Asmo, finally, about the middle of the pile. Ooh. I also see Beetle. How was your weekend, sweetheart? I hope you had an awesome time. And, apparently she crashed a party? Well. Huh. Oh, well. See, Grim. Oh, never mind. You know, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, some of us old dogs just flat ass, like, really? I'll just lay here and let you scratch my belly, okay? Oh, well. Where am I at? Okay. Hi, Chalcedony. How you doing, sweetheart? I also see Gary Ellis here. Hey there, darling. And me. Okay, physically. Mentally, I ain't swearing to nothing. I also see Juana Taco is here. Sounds absolutely lovely. But, I had some mac and cheese this evening. I think this was boxed stuff. And, it just ain't as good as the homemade. But I was feeling somewhat lazy last night, and I was also doing other things, and so I really didn't have time to do the homemade stuff. So, yeah, I'm eating boxed mac and cheese, and I'll make homemade next time. To hell with that boxed. But I did have a box in the cupboard, so what the hell, I used it up. I also see Oslo is here, as well as P. Bunyan, and looky there, the anonymous one on the board, RLM 13049. Let's see, 13049, that's 1017. Hey, RLM, you're 17. You're not quite legal yet, hun. Are you old enough to be listening to me? I'm not old enough. Oh, looky there. D. Cheatwood's over here on World Truth too. Hey there, sweetie. We've been, oh, okay, let me get to the funny first, and then I will get to some of the other stuff that I want to do, and then I'll get to some news, because I did see there actually was some shit that happened today, or at least since the last time I was on. I know, crazy. Things just like happen. What the hell? Who gave them permission? What? Who was this? Oh, okay. Okay. In any case, I want to go. Let me take a peek. While I'm taking a peek, hey Bo, I see you, sweetheart. Yeah, we got a hell of a feed going on over here on World Truth, and it's really been rather cathartic, I think. A lot of people are venting their frustrations. It's very good. Get it out. Get those evil spirits out of the building. Yes, it's much better that way. In any case, speaking of evil spirits, yeah, I was I'm at work almost every day, whether it's the paying job or the one that doesn't pay so good, but hey, I get to see what I'm doing, and it's for me. So, either way, there's benefits. But I was at work, and most of you know I work at a car dealership. And my office area is like, I have two walls, which one of them is kind of like a half wall, and then it's got a sliding window in it that the guys from service can holler at me or throw spitwads, and they do that occasionally. Sometimes they throw pins. Sometimes they're just obnoxious little turds, and I have to go back and turn the hose on and soak them down a bit. But we're very professional and very adult. Yeah. But in any case, then I have two kind of half walls and then like open area, because I'm the reception part of it. Even though you have to walk halfway into the building before you see me, I am still the reception part. And so across the aisle from me is the parts counter. And our parts guy, who is, bless his heart, he's just been at it for like a month. And he's learning really well. He's doing a very good job. I'm very proud of him. But he was having a bit of an issue yesterday. He was trying to show someone else how to look up parts in his computer. So, like, if he's gone and they need to look up parts, they can do so. Okay, this is great. He's explaining the step-by-step process. And then he said, and if you find a part that you have like a part number here, but you can't cross-reference it over in our actual parts catalog in our system that you also do the parts and the service tickets and the warranty and all that internal fun stuff. If you can't cross-reference it, it's because this part number has been, and he got this look on his face. You know the look. It's a look like your face just starts melting because you're really trying really hard and your head starts tilting and you get kind of this glazed over look on your eyes and you're really, really trying to think of that word that is just right there at the very front of your brain, but the letters are all scrambled. You ever had that look? I know I have it daily. But And he was just sitting there and just tilting and staring at the screen, like if his face got closer to the screen and he tilted his head just enough, he'd remember that word that he was searching for. And I'm sitting here watching this, and I can feel my face doing the same facial. Have you ever done that? The same facial expression where you're just kind of tilting your head. And you get this kind of concerned, and the eyebrows start going together, and you get that little crinkle in between the eyebrows right above the bridge of your nose, and you almost get that look to your face. Okay, at least I do. Well, and then I looked over at the tech he was explaining all of this to. He had the same look on his face. So I'm starting to giggle. Now, mind you, both of these guys are strapping young men. I mean, one of them is like 6 foot and I'd say probably close to 190 pounds. The other one's like 6'2" and probably 230, 240. I mean, he's like a freaking bull ox. You go out in the shop and you see him and you expect him to just take an engine and just pick it up and throw it over his shoulder. I mean, that's kind of the way he is. But both of them are standing there staring at this screen with their heads tilted and the crinkle between the eyebrows and the glazed over eyes. And I'm just looking at him, and then Case goes, "It starts with an S." And I went, "Do you mean superseded?" And then they both, they just stood up straight, got this look on their face like, wow, the eyes got really big and everything. And they went, "That's it." Then they looked at each other and saw that they both had the same look on their face. And they started giggling. And then Case, the one that's the freaking bull ox, which, bless his heart, he's a lovable guy. But, oh, my Lord, I don't think you'd ever want to piss him off, because I think he could break you in half. But he really started laughing, and he goes, "You've really had a really bad brain fart when you take someone else down with you." And I just about died laughing. I had never, ever, that was my first in all of my years. I had never seen someone have so bad a brain fart that they took someone else down with them until yesterday. And oh my God, I really seriously damn near peed myself. I was laughing so hard. And I laughed the rest of the day. My stomach hurt so bad by the time I got off work, but I couldn't help it. And every time someone would talk to me, I would just start giggling again. And then I would have to explain to them why I was giggling, because most people get really nervous around me when I start laughing anyway, because they're always afraid I'm up to something. I have no idea why. But wow, that was just hilarious. And then today was just like, no audio? What? Am I not? I don't know, Elmer. What's going on? Wrong key. I see I'm still broadcasting. And I see that it's still, my levels are still moving. I don't know what's going on with you, Elmer. Oh, you're on your tablet? Oh, that might be the problem, hon. I don't know. Grammy, can he listen on the tablet and still be in the chat? I don't know how that works. I know I can't do the two, but it depends on what kind of tablet. And I got an iPad, and it's an old not the first version of the iPad. It's the next version, because my first version broke, and yeah. Any case, they sent me a new one because the first one broke and it was still out. Oh, a tablet hammer. That would work? Okay. I've seen people use those for cutting boards. I think they're just about as useful at that usage as well. Oh, well. What was I? Okay, what was I talking about? I don't remember. There went my mind, just right out the window. Okay. Oh, fine with you? Okay. Yeah, Elmer Fudd can't hear because he's on the tablet, and I don't think you can be in the chat and on the tab and listen on the tablet at the same time. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, like lots of times, and there's lots of people that do not have a problem with pointing out that I'm wrong. So, what's this, Gariel? Gariel sent me a message over here on World Truth. Okay. Let me see. What? Cool. Zippity doo dah, zippity a. Okay. Larry, you're not listening, are you? I did. Yeah, I attempted singing. Sorry. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. Go away. Dumb thing. Okay. Twitter. Hi, Twitter. Hi, everybody out in Twitterville, Twitterland. Oh, my goodness, child, what are you doing with grenades in your hands? Nah. Nah. You should not be holding those, sweetheart. Okay, I'm going to go back to World Truth because I am going to toot my own horn. I am going to read the blog that I wrote yesterday. Not that it's a yeah. Not that it's an absolutely amazing piece of written whatever the hell. It's not War and Peace by any stretch of the imagination. Just saying. But it does lead into something else as well. Thank you very much for that, Gary L., by the way. I also put it over on the RLM, and yeah, this is mature blonde. Although it is getting darker, and I've read that if you eat foods that are higher in copper and stuff, that the pigment will come back to your hair. And I've been trying to eat better, better diet and natural supplements and doing my essential oils and all that fun stuff. And my hair really is getting darker. It's kind of scary. I didn't realize that was really possible, but hey, who am I to bitch? Although I probably will, do a color streak in it or something just for shits and giggles at one point in my life, just because I get bored. Okay, well, not really, but still. Okay, A Day in the Life of Tools by Grammy Mary. Not Tim the Toolman Taylor. Now, this is chapter 43A, simply because I pulled a rabbit out of my hat and that's what came out. Which, when I started writing this, I started off somewhere like 180 degrees away from where it ended up, but that's kind of the way shit happens, you start it. If anyone is like, okay, I know there's nobody else out there like me because, well, quite frankly, the good Lord went, oh God, break that mold. Oy. Oh, me. No, he went, oh, me, break that mold. In any case, this is the hammer from the perspective of the nails. It started out like any other day, just laying around, most of us in the box. And a few scattered around on the counter, in the drawers, on the floor, and a few other places that Lord only knows how they got there. Now, before we go any further, we must tell you that not all nails are the same. Some are long, some are short, some have big heads, some have small heads. Some are fat, some are thin, some have ridges, and some are smooth. But our ultimate purpose is the same: building, constructing, connecting, and attaching things. And it doesn't matter if you're in the box or on the counter or in a drawer or on the floor or wherever you're laying about. That's almost a Dr. Seuss-esque kind of thing there, wasn't it? That is your purpose, and eventually you will be put to that purpose. And as for our purpose as nails, that's where the hammer comes into play. The hammer is the great attacher, or at least that's what we call it. We cannot perform our purpose if there is not a hammer involved. The hammer's purpose is to put us in our place. A place that will allow us to serve our purpose to the best of our ability. And the hammer does not care what kind of nail we are. It just puts us in our place. We know this all sounds so wonderful and helpful, but trust us, it can be very bad at times. We've seen it happen. A nail is chosen, and the hammer comes down. And the next thing you know, the nail has missed its mark, which means it must be pulled and tried again. Or worse yet, gets bent by the force of the hammer, which usually means it gets pulled, sometimes losing its head, and discarded. It's a fate we all wish to avoid. But we know it does happen to some, no matter what the size or shape. Now, we don't mean to sound like we're spreading rumors or engaging in fear-mongering, but we have heard whispers, and they're getting more persistent, that that the hammer is not the one that controls where and when we serve our purpose. We have heard, once again, not trying to scare you, that there is something called a hand that controls a hammer. And some have even been so bold or crazy to say that that hand is actually attached to an arm, which is attached to, well, we think you get the idea. It's all okay, though, because those of us in the box, we took a vote and decided that all this hand and arm and whatever is just a bunch of stuff and nonsense. Although, wait a minute, there aren't nearly as many votes as there were last time. Tune in next time as we explore another aspect of being a tool. Now, I know that sounds extremely farcical. It sounds very nonsensical. And yeah, that was kind of sort of the intent of it. But there was also kind of a deeper meaning. And I don't know if anybody, and if you did get it, hey, yay for you. And if you didn't, well, yay for you. If you just liked it just because it's nonsense, because sometimes I just like to write nonsense just because I can. But have you ever stopped to think that most of us do dwell inside a box? And we think inside that box. Most of us do. Now, sure, there's a few of us that are scattered around. You know, we're dashed asunder all over the place. God only knows where we could turn up. But, you know, we're going to be one of them bent nails. And, yeah, our ultimate purpose, seriously, is coming together and working together. That is our ultimate purpose. But there's someone else out there that's trying to tell us what our ultimate purpose is, and they're trying to tell us where we're supposed to go and how we're supposed to go and what we're supposed to do when we get there. And although we may think it's the one that's always coming down on us, that hammer, the one that's pounding us in the head, that's not really the one that's doing all the controlling. There are hands working those hammers, and those hands are attached to other things. This thing goes an awful lot deeper than most that live inside that box realize. Because those that are in that box, they're comfortable in that box. They're all nice and snug. They're just laying around waiting to be picked, to be put to use. And they don't care because it's for the greater good. Now, you know, I've heard some stuff about the greater good. And we had a wonderful long diatribe going on over here that was actually just, you know, someone basically commenting on how some people over here just seem to have a really hard time just letting someone express their beliefs or their opinions, you know, without jumping down the middle of their shit and telling them how deluded they are, how wrong they are. And, you know, it really doesn't make any difference if it's religion or if it's politics or if it's flat earth or if it's pancakes or if it's the color of your skin. There is going to be someone that's going to jump down your throat and tell you you're deluded, you're wrong, and they have proof. Your job is not to get butthurt because they disagree with you. Your job is to either solidify your opinion, defend it if you feel that the person that is calling you out is worthy of your time, because seriously, time is very precious. And if you don't think they're worth your time to defend your beliefs, then keep on moving. Scroll on by. And if you're going to let them get the better of you by poking and prodding with words, little squiggles and lines on a screen, I'm sorry. I realize that it can sting. I've been on the receiving end of some of those lovely little barbs that are out there that go slinging across the cybernetic superhighway. It's not fun to be on the receiving end of some of that. Not at all. Until you stop and realize they are only words on a screen. And I don't know this person in real life. And if I did know them in real life, would they talk to me like that to my face? Odds are they wouldn't. Odds are. So why am I allowing them to control my moods here in the real world? You know, and I understand, you know, there are some people that, you know, they really do go out of their way to be argumentative. And I have had those moments myself. There are times when I just flat-ass jump right in the middle and go, hey, you think I give a fuck? I don't. You know why? Because I don't have any. They're on back order. But then there are times when I really do give a fuck. And a shit. But it's not like I can really do anything about it because once again, it's squiggles and lines on a screen. That's all it is. So, you know, if you want to argue, if you want to fuss and stew and fight and all that fun stuff, hey, go for it. Because I really am, and I have been reminded multiple times, and I got reminded again today, that, yeah, I'm doing a pathetic job of running a website. In your opinion, yes, I am. Probably in the opinion of a lot of people, I'm doing a pathetic job of running a website. But you know what? That's because I'm not running it. I pay the frickin' bills. Oh, sure. But other than that, oh, and I make sure, you know, the cache is cleared occasionally. And if we have a glitch or someone has a question or a problem, yeah, we try and fix that. But other than that, this is your playground. If you want to shit in the sandbox, shit in the sandbox. But also deal with the repercussions of that shit. Especially if someone else inadvertently steps in it and then you smear it all over their brand new shoes. Be prepared to have those shoes shoved up your ass. Cybernetically. And if you're not prepared for that, then walk away. Because this is a place for grown-ups. This is adult time. And seriously, people, if we cannot learn to get along with a bunch of squiggles and lines on a web page, a freaking web page, how in the hell are we going to fix the world? That's my question. If we're going to continually need someone else to come to the rescue for us because someone said something on a web page, I'm sorry. I can't fix it. I can't make it any better. I really can't. Hi, Lino. Now I'm Marilyn, huh? Okay. You know, I can do a pretty pathetic job of singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President in a Marilyn Monroe voice. I did it to Grim. Ask him. Scared shit out of him. But I can do that to Grimmy because Grimmy's younger than me, and so I can do that to him. Hottie, hottie, ha, ha. Okay. And you know what? T.D. Sanders just said what I just said. A little bit of, or she said that on the, and I just finally scrolled down and see it. She said, like my son stated above, it's not that deep. Look at it as it's only words. Could you imagine if it was face to face? And yeah, see, TD gets it. It's only words. It's on a thread. It's on somebody else's post. Oh, and then D. Cheatwood. Yeah, that's a good one too. You're offended? How does it feel to be so weak words can hurt you? Sometimes, honey, words can hurt. Sometimes they can sting. But to get totally offended and start demanding, you know, and I've had people, I'm not saying that happened today, but I've had people demand that I do something. And it's like, really? No, not my job. I am not the PC police. I am not the cyber cop. I am not going to come in going, wee-oo, 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 somebody called a ambulance. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. Duke it out. Deal with it. Learn to get along or learn to ignore each other. One of the two. But either way, try and be respectful. And if you can't be respectful, then I'll step in and I'll either scold or I'll nail you with some snark. But either way, deal with it. Because until I see cybernetic bones or blood gushing, no. So, just in case any of you are curious and you come over here to World Truth, I have a very loose rein on. Actually, I have absolutely no grasp on the reins. None, zip, zero, zilch, nada. I can't do it. And I have been told, you're going to lose everybody, which was another thing. And really, seriously, darling, you know who you are. Made it a competition. Yay, I call it a win-win. I get some of your good people and you get to keep so-and-so. That's a win-win for me. Really? Big whoop-de-doo, hun. Hey, if that trips trigger, yay. Yay. Easily tickled. Obviously. But you know what? There are bazillions of websites out there. Bazillions of places for people to go and interact and chit-chat and cuss and discuss and even fight. World Truth isn't the only one. And neither is yours. There's a lot of them out there. And I actually kind of enjoy RLM anymore because, yeah. Sure, you can't share a whole bunch of, you have to share links for pictures and all that other fun stuff, but I enjoy it over in RLM because people don't develop a massive thong knot over there. Sure, you have hurt feelings occasionally, but other than that, I don't know. What? Oh, Beth, you pick out bad apples as soon as you notice them? Well, I notice the bad apples. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Seuss would be 112 today? Cool. I like green eggs and hash, though. Yay, Gary L. Yay! So, did my brother Fudd leave so he could listen? I don't know. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Yep, Fudd left, and then he came back, and then he left again. Darn it, darn it. Oh, well. Oh, okay. And Fudd found it. Yay! Yay! Alrighty. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What else do I have to find here? Yeah. Well, you're still 2 weeks younger, Grimmy, so there. And if there's anything I can lord over you, it's that I'm 2 weeks older than you. Because there ain't nowhere else that I can lord over anything over you. Just saying. So. Okay, P. Bunyan just shared this. The Department of Labor, or DOL, hey doll, has argued that people are not just knowledgeable or are just not knowledgeable enough to plan their own retirement. It has proposed a rule to categorize people as fiduciaries in order to regulate them. The Contemplative Enterprise Institute, or CEI, warns the upcoming rule could undermine free choice and increase costs on retirees. In other words, it's for your own good, but it's for the greater good of the whole. You silly little human, you little cipher in the machine. Nah, you can't figure that shit out for yourself, you goofball. Okay, maybe I can, maybe I can't. But you know what? If I can't, I'm the one that should have to suffer from my repercussions, not anyone else. If I'm too freaking dumb to take care of myself, then I guess I will just have to work for the rest of my life, which I pretty much plan on doing anyway, because I actually enjoy working. I don't necessarily enjoy some of the people I have to work with, but I enjoy working. Okay, Lena says an organization is like a tree full of monkeys, all on different limbs at different levels. The monkeys on top look down and see a tree full of smiling faces. The monkeys on the bottom look up and see nothing but assholes. And those assholes usually prove the trickle-down theory as well, because sometimes it is the squirts. Yay. Thanks, Leno. That's a good one. Although if I was looking up and saw a bunch of assholes, I guarantee you I would not be smiling. I would have more of a look of, egad, on my face. But, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Fiduciaries is a person who holds assets in trust for a beneficiary. And it's illegal. Well, if you're holding it in trust for a beneficiary, what if the beneficiary doesn't trust a fiduciary? Then how does that shit work out? Is that why it's illegal? I would just as soon handle my own money. Thank you very little. Because, well, I have very little, and therefore I'll just handle it myself. Okay? Okay. I don't know what I'd do if I had a lot of money. I'd probably give it to people because I'm kind of dork like that. I mean, if I don't need it and somebody else does, then, oh, sure, that word loan it to you, or that little phrase, I'll loan it to you. Yeah, that always falls out, but like it actually means anything. It's more like, okay, here, let me just give it to you. You ever notice that? Especially when family's involved. Ooh, yeah, you can get in trouble that way. Which is why, well, okay, they never come to me for a loan. Although my children have. I'll pay you back, Mom. Yeah, I think I told David earlier on a feed over on World Truth that I will pay you on Tuesday for some give-a-shits today. He fell for it, too. Sucker! Okay, maybe he didn't, but he said sure. I felt better. Which, is another thing that I tend to do, and a lot of people apparently don't understand it. But, if somebody gets to pissing me off, and I used to get butt hurt. I used to kind of get a thong knot, even though I don't wear thongs, but I'd get a thong knot, which is really uncomfortable because when you don't wear thongs and you still get a... Okay, you didn't need that visual. But, I decided that, you know what? Why am I letting someone that I don't know and will probably never, ever, ever... Oh, you're 10 million? Oh, yes, Grim. Okay. Soon as I have it, you got it, darling. Oh, shit. And I forgot to buy a Powerball ticket. Damn. Well, not this week, hun. Oopsie. My bad. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. I learned, actually, I mean, I've always been kind of sort of like this in the real world because, well, in the real world you can actually get hurt. Like physically hurt. And I'm not real keen on physical altercations. I've been involved in a couple of them in my younger days, and they're not fun. I don't get off on pain, so I try to avoid them at all costs. Although there are times when just my gracefulness inflicts pain upon me, and then I have no one to blame but myself, and it's no fun cussing yourself out. But I have learned on the internet, and especially with running a web page, that instead of letting someone control your moods, control your thoughts, live rent free in your head, basically, with a bunch of imaginary squiggles and lines on a computer screen, poke fun at them. Make fun of what the hell they're saying. And if you're not making fun overtly at what they're saying, then take what they're saying and tweak it just a little bit and have a little fun with it. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be a total ass munch about it. But do it in such a way that they know you're making fun. They know you're calling them out. They know that you don't take them seriously. And they play along with you. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, you take other people as serious as you wish to be treated. And sometimes I just freaking don't want to be taken seriously. Because, seriously? Me? Who you kidding? Lord, I'm just this crazy lady that gets on the radio twice a week and just kind of spouts utter nonsense and has a good time at it. And y'all listen. So, there you go. Okay, let me see. I got some notifications over here. Let me see what's going on. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Now there's more people over there. Hi, laddie. Do I want to see what you said? Do I want to go there? I don't know that I want to go there. Oh, hell. Train wreck. I can't help it. You know, I keep telling myself, you can turn off notifications. And then I don't. But when I get tired of it, I just ignore it then. Because I can do that. I'm a mom, and moms learn to ignore, especially when it's, Mom, she touched me. Mom, she's touching my stuff. Mom, I get to where I just, and then when they come up and bop me upside the head, and I go, what? Because that's what kids do, and I learned from my children. I learned from masters. That's what I did. Yeah. Hey, look, RLM Radio says Queensryche Empire is playing. Hey, imagine that. Let me see if I can get this to go again. Nope, it does not exist. Sunny beaches in California. Well, hey. My cat's untying my shoe. Little snot. And they're my house shoes with just little decorative things. So, yeah, she unties them and I get up and I walk and I trip. Okay. Enough about that. Let's find something that I threw in my pocket. And I actually threw a few things in my pocket that I thought, wow, this is interesting. And to kind of, I needed that beverage. I'm still doing the water on the words thing too, by the way. And I think it's helping. I'm not telling you what words I have under it yet because I'm going to give it a month. And no, I don't have sanity written anywhere. Just so you know. Okay. I'm going to look at this one real quick just because. Okay, here you go. This was on theopenmind.com. And it's titled Wisdom Comes from Learning from Everything and Everyone. Which is kind of, sort of, like what I've been rambling and prattling, on about for the last, hour. Or almost. Yes, Lino. Yeah, need to ignore many things around you. Yes, I do. And yes, if you do scream in public and you were my child, I would kick your ass as well. So, just saying, Leno. Just be warned, if you start screaming nonsense in public, like at a college or a university in Connecticut, and I'm not there to bonk you with the sign. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Okay, yes, I would. In any case, wisdom comes from learning. Number one, struggle is good. Never say, I can't take it anymore. Instead, say, bring it on. Number two, don't complain. Complaining is the biggest waste of time there is. Either do something about it, and if you can't, shut up about it. Okay, there is another option because it's not necessarily complaining. Sometimes it's just calling attention to. Number three, spend time with people you love. That's your family and best friends. And if you don't have a family, create one. Most people in life are only visitors. Family is for life. I have some friends that I'm closer to than I am some of my family members. Just saying. Number four, don't start a relationship if you're not in love. Okay, now because I honestly and truly do love everybody. I really do. I love y'all. I really do. I don't necessarily like all of you. But I love y'all because I know you're here for a reason. You have a purpose. And it's not some purpose that a hammer tells you that you have to have. You do have a purpose, and you'll know it. You'll figure it out. You'll get there. And, even if that purpose is just for someone else to learn how not to behave, you still have a purpose. So I truly do love and appreciate everyone in this world. But you know what? And everything. But I just can't get to like some people. There are some people that, I can't really say that about people that I have not physically met. I dislike the image that I see of them, but I can't really say I dislike them because I haven't actually met them face to face. But I can honestly and truly say I do not like Brussels sprouts. And I do not like asparagus. Just putting that out there. And I know Circles has a really hard time understanding that I just don't like asparagus. It breaks her heart. Bless her. She's such a kind soul. And she just doesn't understand that those funky looking purpley green spears just, ew. And eggplant. I have no desire to even try eggplant. None whatsoever. It looks like something that would be fun to be shooting with a water balloon slingshot thingy. But consuming? No. No, it doesn't look like something I wish to consume. But I've never tried it, so maybe I'll have to eat my words one day if someone is to prepare eggplant and I decide that I do like it, kind of like green eggs and ham. But until then, not me, Sam, I am. In any case, number 4, do not start a relationship if you're not in love. Yeah, get back to the damn article, Grammy. I've done this more than once. Oh, wow. Read my mind. You kind of like someone and think, we might as well give it a shot. Oh, no, I've never done that. That's not a good idea. You're either in love or you are not. Don't fool yourself. It's not fair to you and to the other person, which that is true. It's not fair to either party to do that. And, like I said, I love everybody. I really do. It's just that there are times when it's like, wow, I love you, darling, but I'm just going to continue loving you from afar. How's that sound? Okay? Works for me. There's some people that, yeah. Oh, well. Number 5, exercise daily. Yeah, I get that. What part of 5 acres do you not? Oh, yeah. Never mind. I didn't get this until recently, but a healthy body is where you have to start everything in life. If you can't build a healthy and strong body, what can you build in life? Which, yeah, that's true. Although, what's his face in the wheelchair? That astrophysicist dude? I can't think of his name. Hawkins. Stephen Hawkins. There you go. See, and I didn't even get that look on my face. I was just kind of glancing around. It was look. So, and I thought of it. He doesn't have a healthy, strong body, and yet he thinks up all kinds of shit. But I wonder. This has always been one of those things that I've thought, is he really saying that, or is someone else doing that? You know, kind of like Dangleberry's teleprompter. I wonder that sometimes. Because, you know, they say, oh, it's because his eye movements and the computer detects his eye movements. And I'm thinking, he's been doing this for how long now? And how long has this technology been out to the general public? Either y'all have been jerking us along or y'all have been jerking us along. Either way, somebody's been jerking us along. But when I see those, especially some of the older documentaries, you know, those things from PBS. I actually watched some of those on PBS. You gotta be really stoned and really bored, and it's really late, and you're out of Doritos, and you gotta do something because you're not ready to sleep yet. But yeah, and I just thought, how I don't get it. How in the heck? Because I don't see his eyes moving. How in the hell does he do that? And why does he never drool? He never drools. Have you noticed that? Or at least I've never seen him drool. I've never seen a hand have to come in and wipe drool. Ever. On Stephen Hawkins. And if he... It's things that make me go, How about this? Number 6, keep a journal. Oh, I really should do that, but I don't. Oops. Well, keeping a journal is not for children. It helps you to become a better thinker and writer. I don't want to be a writer. Well, you might think that, but how many emails and texts do you send a day? Everybody's a writer, which, yeah, do you know legislators are writers? And so is authorities. Yeah, they are authors. Authors. They're writing things, which your mind also equates with your rights, which is why people believe in authority. And no, just because an author writes things doesn't mean what they write is good, and it doesn't mean that you have to believe in everything that they write down. Just because it's on paper doesn't make it so. Kind of like just because it's on a computer screen don't make it so either. So take all of this with like a half a bucket of salt, okay? Even what I tell you, because odds are my mind will change. Like tomorrow. On something. It always does. Okay, number 7, be grateful. Okay, that's one thing I am. Say thank you to everyone and everything. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for your email. Thank you for being there for me. I am grateful every morning when I wake up. Then I'm also grateful that I can get out of my bed on my own and get to the bathroom, making it through the minefield of 4 fur babies, not falling down, and not having an accident. Those are 2 different things. The rest of the day is gravy after that. Because if I can do that while I'm still and no coffee, I'm telling you, the rest of the day is bonus round. Okay, number 8. Don't care about what people think. Really. We all die in the end. Do you really think it matters what people think of you? Do you? Really? Are you so concerned about what other people think of you that you're going to ponder and worry and stew and all that fun stuff over it? Some people, I give it a passing thought, but for the most part, no. No. For the most part, I really, it's none of my business what someone else thinks of me. Because It's not like I'm going to change their opinion. They have to change their opinion. I can't do it for them because it's their thoughts, not mine. So, number 9, take more risks. Don't be such a wimp. Okay. I took a lot of risks when I was younger. Just hanging out with my brothers was risky enough. and then I got friends. Oh, yeah. I was a teenager once, and boy, was I a teenager. Ask my mom, she'll tell you. Yeah. I don't take those kind of risks anymore. A few other things I take risks on, but not those kind. Number 10, pick an industry, not a job. No, what? Huh? If you want to become good at something, you need to spend years and years doing that. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Some people are just naturals. You can't do that if you hop from industry to industry. Pick an industry you love and start at the bottom. You'll find the perfect role for you eventually. Well, you know what? Okay, I can get that as in like public service industry because I really do love working with the general public. Although there are times when I do keep bubble wrap close by. But I do love working with the general public. Yeah, I'm insane. But I don't suffer from it. It's everyone else that does. Number 11, lead the way. When you find yourself in a situation where everyone looks at each other, it's time for you to lead. You're a leader when you decide to become one. There's no initiation or title, just a decision. Sometimes that's all it takes. It's just one person saying, hey, I have an idea. Because even just doing that, you are taking the lead. And do we really have to have, take me to your leader? Do we really have to have people designated as teachers? People designated as students? Why don't we all stop and realize that every damn one of us is learning something every day? You may not realize it, but you're learning something every day. So every day you are a student. And every day somebody learns something from you. So every day you are also a teacher. Why do we need to have those badges? Why do we need to have that badge of leader? I think get rid of the badges. Get rid of the labels. Everyone's a leader. Everyone. Sometimes following their lead ain't exactly the brightest idea, but you don't know it till you try, right? Unless you just hear them out and you go, oh no, that's fucked. No, we're not going there. And if they ask you for an explanation, odds are your explanation is, been there, done that, didn't turn out well. We're not doing that shit again, because that's usually my explanation. Number 12, money isn't important. See, Grim, do you really want that 10 mil? Really? You know, it really isn't. But you have to train yourself not to care about money. Don't become too dependent on the stuff you own. Otherwise, this stuff will own you, which is true. The more shit you have, the more shit you have. It all depends on the emphasis or the emphasis, however you wish to say that. Number 13, be nice. And I don't mean you should be a pushover. You can be someone that doesn't take shit and be nice about it. Just don't insult people. Don't think you're better than them. Or act like an idiot. Okay, sometimes I really enjoy acting the idiot because it gets a laugh. And if somebody laughs at my expense, at least they laughed. Because laughter really is the best medicine. And I don't mind people laughing at me. I really don't. I've grown quite used to it, actually. After growing up with 7 brothers who did an awful lot of teasing and laughing at me, I got to where I'm Jones for it from time to time. Number 14, learn every day. You've got to train your brain to stay alert. You don't have to read a book a day to learn every day. Learn from your mistakes, learn from the people around you, and be open to what they can teach you. See, I'm psychic or psychotic or something because I know where they're going before I even get there. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Number 15, rest before you're tired. Oh, that's one I need to work on. Yeah. Also, take a drink before your throat gets so dry that you start hacking and wheezing. Excuse me. If you love your job and every day seems like a holiday, you need to take time to rest. You're a human and not an android. Never forget that. Which, yes, I have actually learned that I do take at least, if not a day on the weekend, where I just kind of slough. I mean, I'm not a total slug. I do some things, but I just kind of putter. You know, I don't rush about anything. I have one day on the weekends that I really overachiever and do all kinds of stuff. And then I try to have one day where not so much. And if I can't pull it off on a weekend, then in one of the evenings during the week, I just have an evening that's just my fluff day. My kick back, max relax, take a bubble bath, read a book, don't do doodly squat. I am learning to do that. But you know, it's a hell of a lot easier to do when you don't have someone else around, and which is probably why it's taken me so long to learn how to do that, because it's just been like the last year or so where I haven't had anyone else around that I have to answer to. Not that I had to. Okay, no, I take that back. I did. Never mind. In any case, number 16, don't judge. Just because people make different choices than you, they are not stupid. Also, you don't know everything about people, so don't judge them. Help them. You know, a lot of people, they pass judgment, and one of my coworkers hung out with a bunch of people that hung out with my ex. And so when he came to work with me, which was just this last September, he really didn't know what to think, you know, because he had heard all of this stuff from the ex and from the ex's drinking buddies and partying buddies and all that fun stuff. And so he had heard things. And so when he came to work with me, that first, I could tell the first couple of weeks he was somewhat nervous. And, you know, not just because it was a new job or anything. He was definitely nervous around me. And I'm not that intimidating. But after a couple of weeks of him talking with some of the other employees and getting to know me a little bit, and then having his wife present him with divorce papers and him saying something to me about it, we kind of sort of talked a little bit. And he went, you know, I was really afraid you were a bitch. And I went, you know, I kind of figured as much when I found out who you hung with. But he found out I'm not a total bitch. I'm not. I really not. But I just had enough. You know, and he also found out that the shit his buds were telling him wasn't true. A lot of things weren't true. And I heard a lot of those rumors being in a small town, but you know, I got to the point where I had fun with them. Especially those ones where I would drive to another state every freaking weekend to see someone that I didn't even know anyone in that state. But by God, I was going there every freaking weekend to see someone while I was still married. Because, yeah, I was shameless like that. So rumors are fun if you just take them and run with them and say, fuck you. You can tell stories about me. By God, I am going to expand on that sumbitch. I'm going to have such a good time. I'm going to wish I was there. So don't judge, okay? And don't believe all the shit people say. Because odds are it's wrong. Number 17, think about others. Just be mindful. That's all. We all have families, bills to pay, and our own issues. So don't always make everything about yourself. I need to remember that sometimes. I think we all do. Number 18, give without expecting something in return. Now that's something that a lot of us really need to work on. I have my moments where I'll just, here, have it. You want it? Okay, take it. There you go. Have fun with it. I don't have a use for it. And then there's sometimes where it's like, get your own, like French fries on my plate. Those kind of things. But don't keep a score. And you will become a bitter person if you do that kind of stuff. So give solely for the joy of giving. And if you get something in return, great. And if you don't, great. Or if you have grandkids like I do, oh, Grammy, look over there. And then I look back at my plate and my fresh pineapple is gone. And I have grandbabies that are sitting around me trying to look innocent while they have huge wedges of pineapple stuck in their cheeks. Little buggers. Love them anyway, but they're little buggers. Number 19, there is no end game. We as a species just are. So don't try to figure it all out. Enjoy the journey. If you think too much, you're going to get a headache. Just saying. Number 20, enjoy the small things. I'm short. I like cliches because they're true. No, not necessarily. Especially this one. You know why? Everyone says they know it, but no one lives up to it. They just chase the big things, which I've learned to enjoy the little things. I really have. And to me, the little things are having that time to sit out in my swing and throw the ball for my Hanyak dogs and just watch them jump all over each other trying to be the first one to get to it. And then seeing my little female come crying back to me, Mom, he beat me to it again, because she does that. She's such a tattletale. She's a lovable tattletale, but she's still a tattletale. Okay, number 21. Don't take yourself seriously. I don't have a problem with this one at all. Yeah, you're an individual, and people have to take you seriously. I get it. No, they don't. But at the end of the day, we're all a bunch of ants trying to chase the same thing, so lighten up. Yeah, we all want that sugar cube, although no, I don't want that sugar cube anymore. But, yeah. We had a gentleman come in last week who was very, very serious. And he was wanting to speak to a salesman, and I didn't have a salesman around. And so he was asking me about some of the vehicles on the lot. And he was, pointing to them, but I couldn't see them because there were other vehicles in the way. And I really don't know what we have in inventory because I just do not deal with that part. I deal with basically service and parts and warranty and just phones and people. And if it's something to do with actual inventory on the lot, let them talk to a salesman. But he was asking me about a couple of pickups on the lot. And I said, well, which pickups are they? And he pointed out there and he said, so they're a Dodge and a Chevy. What's the difference between the two of them? And this guy was really very serious. And I looked at him and I said, well, first off, one's a Dodge and one's a Chevy. And he got this look on his face. And it was just because it was one of those, that look where it's like, should I be pissed because she's a smartass, or should I laugh because she's a dumbass? Well, the dumbass won because he laughed and he lightened up, and which made it to where we could actually chit-chat until the salesman got there. And then he told the salesman that I was a smartass. So but it was true. I mean, I wasn't lying to him. And other than that, I really didn't know what the difference was, other than one was white and one was black and one was a Dodge and one was a Chevy. That's the only difference I know, because I know nothing. I don't want to know. Don't make me put another hat on. I've already got entirely too many hats. I don't want another one. So yeah, lighten up someone's day, even if it's something just dumb like that. If you're going to the grocery store or something, and I hate to grocery shop, and I try and zip in and zip out, and when I do that, I invariably get something that was not on my list because I forgot my list, and forget something that was on my list because I forgot my list. But yeah. You got to sit there and interact with people in the grocery store. You got to interact with the people at the register. Because can you imagine? I've done that. That was one of my first, well, I was a car hop for a lot of years, but I've worked at a grocery store. I was actually night manager at a grocery store for a year before I had my first child. So I know how it is to deal with people in grocery stores and to work the registers and to have people bitch, no, that's on sale, and yada, 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 yada. So you can either let that bother you, let it eat at you, let it make you have a bad day. Note I said you can let it make you, because it really is all up to you. That day isn't bad because of someone else. It's because of the way you reacted to someone else. So, if how do you know? Maybe they're having a bad day. You don't know. And if you screw up, admit it. And then go, my bad, and laugh it off. And you know what? Odds are they will laugh it off as well. Rarely there will be someone that goes, yeah, you stupid shit. Those people I just kind of look at and go, really? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. You're that one with the halo. I've been warned about you. Snark back at him. You don't have to be an asshole, but you can snark back at him, and I've done that. And you know what? Sometimes the snarking back at them will make them smile, and they'll realize, this little cookie ain't going to take my shit. So that's up further. Be nice, but don't take no shit. So don't take yourself so seriously. Don't blame people. See, okay, yeah. Enough said. Number 23, create something. Not to leave a legacy. You won't be here to see it anyway. But to be of use. Make music, write a book, build a table, anything. Okay, I grow gardens. I made babies, and now my babies made babies. I created something. Never look back too long. Yeah, because if you keep looking back, you're going to run into that light post that's right in front of you. Never look back too long. And number 25, take action. Don't just sit there. Do something. Because without action, there is no outcome. You can think all you want. You can feel all you want. But until you act on those thoughts and feelings, even if that action is just verbalizing it. Because thinking and feeling is just part of the process. But then, when you verbalize, yes, Juana, Grammy Schultz. And yes, Gary L., you are still listening to Queensryche Empire. Oh, what has a designation 69? What? Where's that at? Women start menstruating around the same time when... Oh, that is true, Java. That is true. Women that work together a lot have a tendency to... Be afraid. Be very afraid. Because when they're all talking about their linoleum, you could be in deep duty. This is the first link I have to share all night. Damn. Okay, my bunny rabbit's getting a little crazy over there. I gave her a new toy today. They have little wheat straw toys for bunnies. She loves it. She's going crazy. She gets all Thumper-esque on it. And then when the cat comes over and tries to mess with it, oh yeah, oh yeah, she thumps him back paws, and then she gets up on her hind legs and she just looks at that cat like, bring it, bring it. And you know what? Cat backs off. Yeah, it's kind of funny to watch. Okay, I'm easily entertained. But what the hey? I have my fur babies, and they entertain me. Let me entertain you. Okay. Was it Ginger that sang that on Gilligan's Island? Squirrel. Okay. Now, I'm going to get to one here that's just a wee bit on the cantankerous, piss you off. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah. Pea bunion, wheatgrass. Turns gray hair back to its natural color. See? I'm getting, and I'll bet you it's probably got copper in it. I don't. I. Okay, I'm going to get to this one that's going to piss you off. It's on blacklisted news, and then I'm going to get to one that just makes you go, But from blacklistednews.com, this is from the other day, police sergeant found guilty of ordering fellow cops to beat up handcuffed children. Wowzer, dude, you're an overachieving asshole. Oh, wait, I shouldn't judge. I wasn't there. I don't have a black robe and that weird powdery wig. That's my natural hair color. It's this soft, though. It's not like yours. It's not powdered and stiff. Mine's this soft. Okay, in DeKalb, Georgia, Police Sergeant Anthony Robinson was recently found guilty of ordering other officers under his authority to assault underage suspects while they were in handcuffs. Can you say mega prick? I think you can. Robinson reportedly told officers Blake Norwood and Arthur Parker to beat up 4 different suspects on different occasions. 3 of those 4 suspects were reportedly minors at the time of the beatings. Yeah, this is a mega prick on steroids. Yes, he is. One victim named Tavarius Williams told Channel 2 reporters that he was badly beaten well after his arrest while he was restrained. They were punching, kicking, and stomping. They broke my teeth on the back of the windshield. Ow. I've broken a tooth. And that's the initial pain. And then going to the dentist and then having to pay for it. Oy. That's why black young men really run from the police. We ain't running because we did something. We're running because we're scared they're going to beat us or shoot us. When people get high on authority, they feel like they've got power over anybody. So the police departments really like another game. This is the kind of conduct by police officers that, if it goes unchecked, gets people killed, Brian Spears, Williams' attorney, added. Surprisingly, another cop witnessed the assault and filed a report. Williams was allegedly selected for the beating because he accused one of the officers in the department of wrongfully arresting his brother on another occasion. According to court documents, Robinson told Williams that we don't let people disrespect us like that in our house before ordering the beating. Well, you know what, honey? It's not your house. It is the people's house because it's our quote unquote tax dollars that pay your fucking salary. No, we don't pay your under the cover fringe benefits salary that you get while being in the pocket of lots of other people. But still, you are living off the dole, asshole. And you think that shiny badge makes you special? I don't think so. After the investigation began, Officer Norwood turned on Robinson and told investigators about other occasions where Robinson had ordered him to beat up underage suspects. In that case, Robinson had ordered Norwood and another officer to beat up 3 young men aged 15 to 16, also while they were handcuffed. Williams never did anything to us. We beat him because we were told to beat him by Robinson because he was being disrespectful. Now, this brings up something that I saw in a video over the weekend, because that's one of the things I do. I watch videos that either entertain me or educate me, and sometimes they do both. And in this video, the person giving the talk asked the question, who is more evil? The one who gives the orders or the one who carries out the orders? Which one is more evil? I'll give you my answer in a bit. Norwood and Parker took a plea deal in exchange for their testimony in Robinson's trial, and both men were given probation. Robinson was convicted on 2 counts of felony violation of oath of office, big whooped, 3 misdemeanor counts of simple assault, and 1 misdemeanor count of simple battery, and is facing up to 14 years in prison. I would love to see that SOB spend 14 years in prison. Vindictive? No. Just think that he's deserved, Bubba. Getting maybe a little bit of his own back. That's what I'm thinking. Do what? Oh, the Forbes list? Great cash grab. Okay. They will do. Oh. Okay. Now, I'll put this over here on World Truth as well. And then I will get to my other article. I may even go ahead and put this on Twitter. Just because. Okay. Oops. Stutter fingers. Yeah, I think I will put it on Twitter. Just 'cause. Just 'cause. Oops. And then I can't spell prick. I'm going to get kicked off Twitter, just so as you know. Because I do say shit like that. I say prick and ass and yeah. Although, in this case, I could be saying he's not sharp, but he does inflict pain and draw blood. Prick. Just saying. Okay. Back to my pocket, because this is one that I believe Rome's shared it over in the RLM the other day, and it's actually from November 21st of 2013, but it's still one of those things that when I read it, it was like, you're shitting me, right? Well, apparently, this was on Reason.com. A driver was arrested in Ohio for a secret car compartment full of nothing. Nothing. Except air. There was air in there. He had a secret stash of air. Apparently, Norman Gurley, 30, is facing drug-related charges in Lorain County, despite the fact that state troopers did not actually find any drugs in his possession because, well, he had a secret compartment with air in it. It was a special kind of air because it was in a secret compartment. The Ohio law passed in 2012, making it a felony to alter a vehicle to add a secret compartment with the intent, thought police, of using it to conceal drugs for trafficking. How do you know what his intent was? Gurley is actually the first person arrested under the law. And according to WKYC in northeastern Ohio, who covered the arrest with no notable journalistic skepticism whatsoever, They pulled over the driver for speeding. But then troopers noticed several wires running to the back of the car. Oh, like they couldn't have been speaker wires, like he didn't have some totally jamming speakers or something. Oh no, wires in a vehicle. Who'd have thunk? Those wires then led them directly to a hidden compartment. Also, inquiring minds would like to know, you pull someone over for speeding. Why are you looking inside the vehicle? And how are you looking so close that you see wires? Huh? Especially hidden wires, or at least wasn't a very well hidden compartment if the wires weren't hidden, now was it? This was around 5 p.m. on a Tuesday that state troopers made the arrest under the law, which is meant to combat criminals who modify the inside of their car, allowing them to store drugs or weapons inside secret compartments, which can often only be accessed electronically. Now, I do happen to know that sometimes these vehicles were not modified by the owners. Sometimes these vehicles are purchased at a dealership because someone else traded it in, or that dealership purchased it from an online auction site or something, and then they sold it to someone else, and then that person gets pulled over. How are you going to prove culpability if this person just purchased it from a dealership and they did not do any of the alterations? Are they still going to be charged with this crime even though they didn't even know about the secret compartment with the special air that was hidden inside of it? Inquiring minds want to know. Apparently they just noticed some wires just while in the process of handing Gurley his speeding ticket. They just noticed the wires. They just jumped right out and I saw them. My eyes went yoink, kind of like a Looney Tunes cartoon. They did not, however, find any drugs, which means they're arresting Gurley for a crime of an empty space. And no, it was not an empty space. He had air in there. Special air. Could have been drugged air. The air's not talking because it was drugged. That's their story. Apparently, the troopers arrested 30-year-old Norman Gurley, who didn't even have any drugs on him. Probably no ibuprofen or nothing. But it didn't matter because in Ohio, just driving a trap car is now a felony. Once again, is that unconstitutional or what? How do you know that person put that trap in that car? Maybe they purchased it from a dealership who purchased it in goodwill, or, not knowing that the online auction had gotten it from a police seizure or what have you. How are they to know? How was the auction to know? Unless you don't have full disclosure. So this is bullshit. This whole freaking law needs to be thrown out, just like the Kansas DUI shit got thrown out last week. I think I had that in my pocket too. Yes, Lino? I know, I'm ranting. Are you agree? Honey, I'll agree with just about anything. You're going to challenge me to a race in New York and Rome. Huh? Okay, I'll race you to Alaska. On your marks, get set, go. Let me finish what I'm doing, okay? You just go ahead and get a head start. I'll give you a head start. Whee! Okay, back to this story. Apparently, without the hidden compartment law, we could not have had any charges on the suspect, said Combs. Wow. I wonder how much the fine is for that. But because of this law, one more trap car is now off the northeast Ohio roads. When I had my Mini Cooper, it also had a secret compartment, although they had a recall on that secret compartment because the latch wasn't working properly. So the first time I took it in for service work, although I couldn't figure out how to get the damn thing to open anyway. They'd showed me at the dealership, but I couldn't figure out how in the hell to get the damn thing open. So when I took it in for its first service job, they closed it. And I don't mean just shut it. I mean they closed it. Like it was no longer accessible because they had a recall. And that could be hazardous to the passenger if you happen to be in a collision and they move forward at an accelerated rate of speed and were to hit that lid as it popped open. So they sealed it shut. So what good did it do me to have a secret trap in my car that was supposed to be there so that you could keep like secret things like your valuables in it? If I'd have gone to Ohio, I'd have gotten arrested. Oh no, wait, this was in 2012. I'd already sold it by then. Never mind. Apparently, they caught him between runs, so to speak. So this takes away one tool that they have in their illegal trade. The law does help us and is on our side, said Combs. Combs, who are you? Are you Alan Combs? Are you that dickweed head from Fox News? I don't like Alan Combs from Fox News. Who in the hell is this Combs of which you speak? I don't see. I keep seeing Gurley, but I don't see who in the hell Combs is. Who is Combs? I want to know who Combs is. Combs's claim is not challenged by the news station at all. Ah, okay. Obviously because, well, they're media. The law says it's only a crime if the hidden compartment is added with the intent to conceal drugs. But it also outlaws anybody who has been convicted of felony aggravated drug trafficking laws from operating any vehicle with hidden compartments. And the ACLU of Ohio warned against this new legislation, which, so if they were to buy a used vehicle and didn't know that it had a hidden compartment in it, then it's a felony if they get busted driving that vehicle, huh? Wow, you're a special kind of stupid, aren't you? Or tyrannical. How about that? You're a special kind of tyrannical. Ouch, baby girl. Claws hurt. The ACLU of Ohio believes that I think that should be BS, SB 305 is an unnecessary and unproductive expansion of law. Drug trafficking is already prohibited under Ohio law, so there is no use for shifting the focus to the container. Further, by focusing on the container itself, this bill criminalizes a person with prior felony drug trafficking convictions simply for driving a car with a hidden compartment, regardless of whether or not drugs or even drug residue are present, which, yeah, or even if they didn't know that compartment was there, because, well, duh, it's hidden. Given this is the first arrest, you have to wonder how the courts might view a law making it a felony to alter a person's own property for reasons that have nothing to do with actual public safety. Wow. So the courts are going to rule on that shit now. Whew. I'd like to know how that turned out. I may have to do some investigative reporting. I do not need to have your butt in my face, sweetheart. My kitty cat is telling me, I love you, smell my butt. I love you, smell my butt. I don't want to smell your butt. You're welcome for me sharing that. As for the car itself, the Institute for Justice 2010 Policing for Profit report calculated that law enforcement officials in the state have collected more than 80 million in shared proceeds from asset forfeiture funds. Now we know. Oh, and the hidden compartment law exempt vehicles from being operated by law enforcement officers. So if state troopers can come up with an excuse to use the ride they just grabbed, they may be able to keep it for themselves. Well, isn't that just a special kind of tyrannical? I think it is. And I think they're assholes. You're an asshole. Oh ho. Wow. What? Okay. Beth, are you a terrorist? You make people cry? I just saw a wee bit of the chit chat going on over in RLM. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But you're talking about something. Because it's a scrolling. It's a going. Oh. I'm thinking people that have badges should not have badges. That's what I'm thinking. Because they think they're magic for some dumb reason. It's magic! Fuck you! I can take your vehicle. You have a secret compartment in there. Fuck you! Okay. Let me see. Hi, Twitter. I know. I'm running behind. Okay. Let me see what else I had. I just have 15 minutes left. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? How about I go... Did I do the truth about subliminal messages? Yeah, I did. I did that one already. Never mind. Think I'll go to Oopie. I haven't been to Oopie for a while. Okay. Here we go. My favorite estate, whole wide world. Gotta go there. You know I do. Oh, hey, look, there's Bernie Sanders. I saw a picture of him caught in the wind the other day. He does look like Colonel Sanders' illegitimate brother. Sorry, Colonel. Don't be rolling over in your grave with them 11 herbs and spices or whatever. Over on UPI, a Florida family finds a 9-foot gator in its pool. Do you know what the difference is between a gator and a crocodile? One will see you in a while, and the other will see you later. Okay, somebody shared. I know. I gotta do this over because that reminded me of something that got. Here we go. My coworker that was concerned when he first came to work with me shared this on my wall over on Facebook, and this truly is our new company word. Focus. When you are annoyed with someone, tell them to focus, which stands for fuck off 'cause you're stupid. Which, yes, that is our new phrase, our new word, the new go-to. Yes, Leno? You love Marilyn? Ah, sweetheart, I usually do smile because, you know, it's not a good look for me to frown. And actually, if I just get kind of sort of an almost thinking about kind of sort of frowny face on my face, people get scared and they run away. I don't know why. But then again, when I smile mischievously, they get scared and they run away. I don't know why. It's not like I'm going to actually do something. Hi, Ken. How you doing, sweetheart? I did say hi to you, didn't I, D? D. Cheatwood. Oh, and hey, looky, Rough Rider's over here, too. I know who you are, Rough Rider. You ain't fooling me. Trained in Israel. That's probably right, Ken. Probably right. And you know, he commented on the police sergeant found guilty of ordering fellow cops to beat up handicapped children. And I will go ahead and give you my answer to the question that I posed as to which is more vile, more evil, the one who gives the orders or those that carry them out. The ones who give the orders, you know, they can give orders all day, all night, come rain, come shine. But until someone acts on them. So yeah, they may be evil, disgusting, vile, gross, sicko assholes that think up all kinds of nasty things and try and tell you to do all kinds of nasty things. The greater evil is the one who actually does it. So in my opinion, those who carry out the orders And then, oh, and they're always so good at saying, but I was just following orders. Really? That's not an excuse. Not an excuse. Mom always used to tell us, just because so-and-so jumps off the bridge or tells you to jump off the bridge, does that mean you have to? Which we actually had a train bridge come through town. It was in town, and we used to jump off of it just because someone told us, till someone broke their leg. And then we quit because we learned, ooh, look, there's a bone sticking out. That's not cool. Oh, shit, we have to carry them up out of here. Yeah, because back in the day, yeah, we did the carrying and heavy lifting. And then somebody had to run to find someone to call an ambulance or whatever, because we didn't have cell phones or radios. Hell, dirt was just invented. In any case, yes, the one who actually does the action. The words can be evil in and of themselves, but until an action is taken upon those words, there is no actual evil done. Just the thought of it. So, yes, Rusty Mopar and Dakota. Hey there, Dakota. How you doing, sweetheart? Yes, Rusty. It's a Rusty Chevrolet. Well, no, I don't know if it was a Rusty Chevrolet or what. I don't know. That looks kind of like a Chrysler back end to me. Kind of, sort of. Oh, well. Yes. Okay. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. No idea. Where am I at? Oh, yeah. Oopie. Damn, far field. I only have a few minutes. Maybe I'll finish up with this. Okay, in Lakeland, Florida, a family discovered a massive 9-foot alligator taking a leisurely swim in their swimming pool. Yes, Grammy? See, Grim, Grim gets it. Grim says just following orders is no excuse for vile acts carried out, which is why there are no good cops. Because if they were good cops, they quit. I know a few out here. One of them's actually a locksmith now out here. Bless his heart. He's awesome. He really is a good guy. But he was chief of police, and the city council told him to do something that truly went against his grain, and he said, fuck you, I'm not doing it, and tendered his resignation. Good cop. Good ex-cop. Yeah. Okay, in any case, Laura Lear shared a video with Fox 13 News showing the large gator being pulled out of the pool inside the family's sealed patio. Wow. Who pulled it out? He looks like he's not happy. It's like, what? I was swimming. What the hell? It's not like I was splashing or nothing. I didn't eat one of your kids. Just let me swim. Apparently, she said that I saw a bubble in the pool and thought a golf ball had come through the screen. So I went up and didn't see a golf ball. I looked in the deep end and there was a big gator. Whoo, was your water that murky? The Lears called in a trapper who was able to remove the reptile after a bit of a struggle. Yeah, think it's 9 foot long. I think it was quite a scrappy thing, I'm thinking. He used a lasso effect, wrapped him up, and it was pretty scary, said Laura Lear. At one point, waves were rocking in the pool from the gator thrashing about, but then the trapper tired him out and hauled him out the door. The gator apparently had made a large hole in the patio screen in order to enter the property, but didn't cause any more damage before being removed. Well, it just goes to show you can build your fences all you like, but there's always going to be one rabble-rouser that's going to break right through. You say, I can't swim at your pool? I'll show you. That's pretty much what that gator did. Okay. Yes. I have notifications. Ah. Thank you, Rusty. This is a definite yoinks. Hey, and I didn't stutter finger or nothing. Okay. I do have time for one more, and then I'm going to have to get out of here. Oh, ow. Let's see. Oh, a mystery illness solved after girl blows object out of her nose. Okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do a little promo for a link that Gary L. had shared over on Facebook the other day, and I actually watched it last night. That was one of my kickback relax. Actually paid attention to. Watched it. Y'all need to check it out. Absolutely amazing video. I think I did share it on World Truth and in the RLM, but memory. It's the first thing that goes. Apparently, a 5-year-old girl blows a safety pin out of her nose after a 6-month mystery illness. Ow. This California girl who was suffering from a mystery runny nose for 6 months finally managed to blow out the cause. A 1.5-inch long safety pin. You know, I had brothers that put either peas up their nose or like pinto beans, you know, that kind of stuff. But a safety... Why? Apparently, Caitlin Powell of Hemet said that 3 different doctors determined the 5-year-old daughter, Chloe Russell, was suffering from sinus infections and prescribed antibiotics because that's what you do. Drugs, 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 drugs. 3 different doctors did none of them do like you would have thought. Wow. Which leads to what I'm going to get to here in just a minute. About 6 months ago, her nose started running out of one side. Green, 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 constantly. And it stunk. Ew. Ew. She said the antibiotics had no effect on Chloe's nose. Now, I would have thought that at least one of them, because when I go in for my doctor's appointments, even if I'm not getting a full physical, she still takes that little light thingy and looks at my nose, and it's like, would you stop looking at my brains? I know they're in there somewhere. Which, you know, she looks in both nostrils, and then she looks in both ears, and then she goes, yeah, they're still in there. Because I have my doctor trained. She jokes right along with me. And sometimes she lies to me and tells me that they're still in there. But that's okay. That's why I like her. And she's not pushing statin drugs on me anymore. She's actually asking me about my oils and asking for recommendations. So it's kind of cool. In any case, she said that we went home, did 10 days of medication, and it didn't work. We took her even to the dentist because we thought it was her teeth and nothing. Okay, the dentist would have taken some kind of x-rays. Nobody saw that damn safety pin in her nose, in her sinuses. The mother said the answer finally came last week when her brother, Chloe's uncle, had her blow her nose. My brother was like, your nose, it's disgusting. Blow your nose, blow your nose. And she blows it, and out comes a safety pin. Ew, I'd have puked. Of course, that's one of the few I mean, I can change poopy diapers. I can deal with people with blood. But you got them big-ass nasty boogery. No, I'm done. I'm going to go puke. That's one of the few things that just, wow, just the thought is making my stomach churn. Wow. Apparently it was a huge object. It was bigger than her nose. Well, how in the hell did it get in there then? And we were horrified. It was like, did you put this up there? She did, but she forgot to tell me. Wow. Powell said reports indicating the daughter got the pin stuck up her nose while building a castle were erroneous. She found a safety pin and being a kid, wanted to stick it up there to see how far it would go, and thought she'd dropped it, not realizing it had lodged itself in her nose. We went to the same doctor and to urgent care contracts through our doctors when there wasn't an available appointment. All the doctors looked up her nose but didn't see anything. Blinders! Blinders! My daughter didn't mention anything because she didn't realize it had gone into her nose. Okay, there's no freaking way that they could not have seen that in her itty-bitty nose. Who the hell did you take your child to? Frickin' moronic doctors. Damn it. I am out of time. Okay, there is a movie out there. Gary L., honey, do you have it? I don't know if I saved it because I'm over time. And that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish. Hi, Lino. Hi, Lino. Oh, your fiance is greeting me. Hi, sweetheart. How are you doing? Good night, Lino. And give your fiance a big hug for me. Okay? And I'm glad I make you happy. Okay. I will have to share it afterwards. But I will be back on Wednesday with a Freaker Friday or Wednesday. How about I'll be back on Friday? Yeah, that's a ticket. I think Friday at noon Central Time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern Time and 7 o'clock Denmark time, will be No Time for Rational Thinking, or This Is No Time for Rational Thinking. Vince and Flash, I think, will be on Friday. Not positive, but I think so. Also, I will be on Friday evening to kick off the Freaker Friday festivities with Grammy's Rocket Chair. I don't know if Atrax is going to be on or not. Haven't seen him for a while. And then Grimner and Moosker will be on later with the Freakers Ball. So, until then, I'm sure I'll see you in chats and posts and all that other fun shit.